What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Get It Right Saturday Night Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Francis, here with my fellow co-host, Oscar Morale.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And we got Colin Fursley.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
We've got a good one coming for you guys today, and thank you for bearing with us about not posting last week. We all had some pretty busy weeks going into the first wave of exams and career fairs and all different aspects of our academic current life. So at least now we're going to get into some football, I believe. So Colin, let's get right into it.
Yeah, so very exciting time of the year, early September, football starting. So we got college football obviously is going into week two of this, or no, week three,
Three.
week four if you include obviously week zero, but week three of the college football season, and then also NFL season is going into week two. We're filming this on Friday for you guys, so obviously Thursday night football happened already. And we're definitely going to talk about that 'cause it's very
Yeah.
unfortunate, sad, depressing. I don't even want to talk about it, but we will talk about it a little bit at least. So first, we'll start off in college football. So it's not really, it's kind of a lackluster week in terms of good matchups, but we'll just go over the AP poll that came out last Monday, and just go over some specific matchups that are featured in that. So we'll start it off here. Obviously, Georgia ranked number one, no surprise there. Texas dominated Michigan, so they jumped Ohio State for that number two spot, and they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. It's Georgia. There really is nothing else to say, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're gonna win this game, unless someone
Against
says
Kentucky. They
otherwise.
play Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys can see here on the right, it says next week. So that's today when you guys watch this video. It'll be on that day, Saturday. So they play
Yep.
Kentucky. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't think Kentucky was supposed to be good. Then they did not play well at all against South Carolina last week, and so now this game had a little bit of interestingness to it, but now
Mhm.
it's pretty much like Georgia's gonna win. There's not really a lot to talk about there.
Yeah.
Um, and Oscar, how do you feel about Texas jumping Ohio State?
Honestly, I just think, especially this early in the year, not to pay too much mind to it. I think for now they're interchangeable. I think definitely going into the year, Ohio State had a little bit more hype, especially with the transfer portal acquisitions that they got in Judkins, and I think for now it really doesn't matter. I mean, those top four, they're the best in college. I mean, you can apart from Georgia, I think pretty conclusively number one. You can make a case for either of the top two through four to be in any of the positions. So I don't really mind it.
I agree with that, except for the top four. I don't know if you watched the game last week. Alabama was struggling big time against USF. I know the score, they won 42-16. It was like a 6 point game in the fourth quarter. They just blew away at the end.
Mhm.
Alabama's looking kind of rough though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
Yeah, but go ahead, Mark. No, 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 go ahead.
I honestly think it's the losing the Nick Saban effect a little bit will affect their
Yeah.
performance. But regardless, they have a great coach, so they're a good
No,
team as well. Great recruiting, so
it definitely could be, a bit of that just transitioning, as well as I believe at least Bama just early parts of the year, unless they really have a loaded team, which this year they don't, at least compared to other teams. Um, they always show up later in the season, especially on big occasions. So
oh
Bama
yeah, he just
is a big occasion team. I mean, we saw what happened last year against Georgia. So
he
Yeah,
took
that's
the
true.
words right out of my mouth entirely.
Yep.
Bama shows up and the back end of the season, and really shows why they've been a heck of a team um, in history in general, especially in the Nick Saban era. And I guess now they're trying to prove that they're still that top dog outside of the Nick Saban era. Um, and it's impressive to see how far they're going to go out throughout the season. But they've stayed at number four throughout the polls for the first 2-3 weeks, right? So let's see.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I think Alabama, they're still Alabama, but I definitely think to your point, Mark, Nick Saban not being there is definitely hurting. Although Kalen DeBoer's a great coach, I
Yeah.
just feel like that USF game at home on the night that you're celebrating Nick Saban's career, I that was just a rough look for them. And then
Yeah.
not Alabama, Ole Miss looks incredible. Obviously, you see the score there. I know it's Middle Tennessee, but dropping 52 points is no joke, regardless. And then
Yeah.
Jackson Dart looks insane. I think he broke the record for most consecutive completions to start a game in SEC history. I think it was about 24 or 23, something like that.
My God.
He is insane. So, Jackson Dart, you guys are gonna look out for him in this coming year's NFL draft. And then, I mean, unless you guys want to talk about these next teams, they're good. Missouri obviously plays Boston College, who's looking to come on the come up.
Oh yeah.
Tennessee, Penn State, Oregon is in trouble. Look at the score there. Boise State, they only won by 3 points, and then the week prior, they played. I forget who they played now, but it might have been. I don't remember who it was, but they
Oh.
almost lost that game too.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so Oregon's looking a little dicey.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was,
obviously entering the top 10, Oscar, I'll let you take this one.
yeah, Oregon,
Miami,
Idaho,
baby.
I think is the game you're
Um,
talking about.
Okay.
I mean, top 10 for the first time since 2021 or 22, I believe. However, I do think we have a much better team this year than we did back then. And hey man, Cam Ward has been super, super impressive. In my opinion, the best acquisition of the transfer portal so far, through the first 2 weeks, technically, for most teams of college football, first 3 weeks in general. Yeah, I mean, he's just been playing lights out football. There's no other way to put it.
I
Yeah.
mean, I absolutely
Yeah, that's
agree.
for sure. I know Oscar, you were there. I was there as well. That first game against UF.
Yes,
Now
we were both in
granted,
attendance. I was also there for the
granted,
second game against Florida A&M, and
yeah, yeah. So I mean, you can see how good he is. I will
yeah, I witnessed
say
it
though,
firsthand.
he's incredible and his arm talent is insane. But I will say, just to go against you a little bit, UM's great. But I just want to give this
No,
point.
go ahead, go
You
ahead.
you
I feel like I know it.
UF
Yeah,
UF's defense, specifically their pass rush, is terrible.
yeah,
Uh, Even against Samford last week, I was there at that game. Like their defensive line was not really doing that well. And then obviously with Cam Ward had like 20 seconds to throw the
yeah,
ball every play.
yeah.
It was ridiculous. I did not watch the Florida A&M game, so I can't really comment on that. Obviously they bludgeoned them. But no, Cam Ward is great. I want to see him. I mean, now they're playing Ball State, so it's not like another good competition. I
Yeah.
just want to see
It's even
UM.
worse, actually. I would say
Yeah.
than
Okay.
the Florida A&M
A&M.
team or UF. But what I will say is the two tests to look out for this season on Miami's schedule, at least. No, like really good teams. Nothing like
Mhm.
UF schedule at all. But
Yeah.
I would say the good test that will kind of gauge and will be able to challenge Miami a little bit will be Louisville and FSU, if they get their act together there. I'll have some hope in them that they will be
Mhm.
a good enough team by the time they play October 26th. But for now, at least, Louisville definitely looks like it's going to be the matchup of the season for Miami.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're a great team. I just want to see Cam Ward play with a little pressure in his face. I want to see
Yeah,
how he
I
responds
Oh
to
yeah,
agree.
that.
As a fan, I would
I
even
I
like to
agree
see
as
it
well.
to see really like what we're dealing with here because you don't want to
Yeah,
get overexcited for nothing. But
but
it's
UM
good to
does
have the
they don't.
wins.
Yeah, no, of course, but they don't play Clemson this year.
No, not this year.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
so
That
yeah,
that game would be a real test because Clemson
I will
has
look
been
at the
kind of making a
schedule for
turnaround.
the 10 millionth time. I still don't remember it. I know our home schedule by heart. 'Cause I have to work, but
I
uh,
I know
let me.
Louisville's here. They're number 19. I
We
Yeah.
just
will
don't think
play
Louisville's that
USF,
great.
and USF did play a good game against Alabama, as you were just saying.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's funny.
Hey, maybe USF is better than we thought they are.
I mean, they gave Alabama a hard time. What was it, last year, 2 years ago at this point when they played there? So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think USF just has Alabama's number. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see them win once, though. That'd be pretty funny.
that would be pretty
Um,
funny.
while Oscar pulls up the schedule, I guess we can talk about.
Yes. So
I
we're
mean, we could
playing.
talk about
Oh.
We will
Colorado
play
School of
Ball
Mines.
State this weekend, then USF, Virginia Tech, which could be a good game.
They're not
Could
Although
be a
bad.
good game. Yeah.
they're not bad, but they were supposed to be better than what they've shown so far. We
Yeah.
play Cal, then Louisville on October 19th, then Florida State October 26th. So we have back-to-back like good games to properly test us. Then Duke, then Georgia Tech, then Wake Forest, and then Syracuse to close off the season. So
Yeah,
realistically,
Tech's not bad. I mean, you don't really have a crazy matchup in there,
no,
but
Yeah.
no.
Tech is not bad. Louisville,
Tech,
obviously, they're ranked.
Tech's run game is
Uh,
really good this
Well,
year.
that's all they have. Like they've always
Yeah.
only been able to
But
run the
I
ball.
mean, if
But yeah, it's
if
good.
UM's pass rush and linebackers could play just a heck of a game, play lights out, um,
Yeah, it's gonna
they-
be an easy
Oh,
win.
They
our
could shut down
defensive
Tech.
line, is, I think, at least one of the better ones in all of college football. We have like some elite talent at on the defensive line. Like truly, it's the best part of our defense. Like there's no
That's great.
second guessing it.
I really wouldn't know because I haven't really paid attention to much UM
No, yeah.
or just college ball in general. But the only team I do pay attention to is Colorado School of Mines, baby.
Yeah, they're terrible. We all know that they
I don't know
suck.
about you, brother, but we just obliterated West Texas A&M, 41 to 13.
I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't take that seriously, bro. West Texas A&M.
It's
Bro,
West,
you gotta be
because
kidding.
look, man, I'm just gonna put that out there. Look,
Oh my
we-
god.
we have a good team this year, man. We have a good defense.
The Western Aggies. Oh my
and
god.
we start off hot. We started off hot, and we really shut them down. And I'm not sure if you guys saw that punt, which was
No one saw it. You didn't
It-
even see it.
I saw it
He
because it
saw
was
it.
all
Come on.
over.
Come
It
on,
was
Colin.
all
You know
over
he saw
CBS
it.
and all over
He saw
ESPN
it.
as possibly punt of the year through ESPN. So I would just take a look at that. If you haven't seen it already. An insane punt that rolled
You've
all the way
gotta be
down to the
kidding
one
me
and was
here.
saved by the players. Hi Yusuf, how you doing? Just walked right behind you. But
Gotta love Yusuf.
go Ore Diggers, and if I'm not mistaken, our next game is gonna be against Washburn. I don't know who that is, but it's gonna be a great game.
Bro, this is terrible. If you can't bring, okay, you know what, whatever.
I gotta rep the gang, If you guys can bring up UM and UF, I gotta rep the School of Mines, Ore Diggers, baby. You
I
already
will
know.
say this: if
Number one in
any
D2.
if any of you viewers are trying to have a good laugh, go ahead and look at the tradition that the Colorado School of Mines has for their photo shoot for their football team. It is
Oh, yeah.
quite the chuckle indeed. I found
And,
that the
I
other
can-
day.
I can gladly say that a lot of my buddies that are some of my guys that met in comp sci last year, one of my classes, are on the football team, and one of them did participate in the shenanigans that they partake in with the photos, and he had his hair split, one side going out and the other side going dreads. Super cool guy. I honestly forgot his name. I think I talked to him once. He probably asked me for the homework.
Oh my
I'm not gonna
god!
lie. He's like,
oh
yo,
my
dude.
god.
Yo, I don't know how to do this comp sci assessment, dude. Please reach out. I'm like, dude, I got you. Just help him out real quick. Also,
Bro,
shout
there's
out my
no
boy
way.
Grayson. I'm not sure where you're at, but he's out here somewhere. But
Yeah,
the puncher
okay,
is my
yeah.
friend. We did have Nature and Human Values last year. He's a good guy.
Oh, you
His
have a
name's
class
Nick.
with the guy, and all of a sudden you think he's your friend.
No, I
That's
mean
great.
no, because we go way back.
Okay, bro.
All right, on to the next topic.
On to the next topic.
Holy
I
tangent.
just want to mention Oklahoma. They're like very similar to
Oklahoma.
well, who? Oh my God.
Minnesota.
I'm blanking out right now. Anyway, they almost very similar to Oregon in the sense that they're 2-0, but both of their wins were very close wins against not great teams. And then I want to go to Michigan. Obviously lost. Michigan's not looking so great now. I mean, I get Texas is really good, but They're just not looking like they did last year. I want to get to Notre Dame. This was the story of college football last week.
Oh
Notre
yeah,
Dame, I believe they paid Northern Illinois, what is it, like 1.4
1.5.
it was
million?
$1.5 million.
Yeah, 1.5
$1.5
million.
million dollars to travel to South Bend to play them. They ended up losing. I think, what were they, 25-point underdogs, something like that?
Yeah,
It
it
was
Um,
was
something
25.
astronomical, yeah.
it
Yeah.
was really bad. So obviously they lost to Northern Illinois, 16-14. Great,
Embarrassing!
very
Embarrassing!
embarrassing.
Oh yeah,
So
imagine paying $1.5 million to take the fattest L of the season.
yeah, I will say though, good for Northern Illinois. I mean, if I was on that team or if I was a part of that team, I would be so happy. And that's like your win for the entire season. That's your national championship right there.
Oh yeah,
How the heck are they ranked?
I have no
Like,
clue, bro. I
I
honestly,
s-
I'm just gonna say this. I think Tech should be in the AP top 25 polls over Northern Illinois for sure.
like, yeah, like you beat Notre Dame, great, but like you're not better than. Let's see, who else was getting votes in the poll? Illinois, Boise State, Texas A&M. You think Texas A&M is gonna lose some? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like
No,
I just don't agree fully with the fact that they're there. I'm
UCF,
sure. Yeah,
UCF,
UCF
one vote,
UCF has one
One
vote.
vote. Yeah, I
one
did
vote.
see that.
Marco Neto,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna get kicked off the top. Like they're not gonna stay
for
here
sure,
by the end of next week.
for
But
sure.
good for them though. They had their moment to shine. So that's the top 25. If you guys want to say anything else about college football before we move on, I think we covered most of it.
No, not really. Just looking forward to Missouri and Boston College playing this week, and then Arizona and
I
Kansas
will say
State.
this. I believe. Well, Georgia Tech isn't ranked anymore, but they were at one point, right?
Yeah, they
and they
were.
lost to Syracuse last week.
Exactly. So I will say this. It seems like everyone who has beaten FSU has gotten ranked. Boston College,
Yeah.
they looked good against FSU too, and FSU played a much better game against them than they did as Georgia Tech, and still lost. So
I mean, let's see
Yeah.
what they do against Missouri. Uh, Missouri's gonna win it, but I'm curious how much they can rally in that. It'd be pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe it's a blowout. Maybe it's close. You never know. In a lot of close games within teams in the AP top 25. So, let's see.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's move on to the NFL. We'll first do a little recap of Week 1 games that happened
Oh, yeah.
last week. So here we are. We'll start with honestly, I think it was the best game. Personally, the kickoff game, Chiefs versus the Ravens. It didn't seem like
You think
that
that was
great
the
of a
best
game.
game?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Really?
it was
Over-
one of
over-
the better ones.
Over Lions and Rams. I think the Lions Rams games was really good.
I think
It
there's
was
three
the
nominations.
end,
It was
the ending was just not
Yeah,
great.
yeah. The ending was magical. Yeah.
it was either Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles, Packers, or like you said, Mark, Lions,
Lions
Rams.
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
I
were
think
the
that
three marquee
this one by
matchups of the
far had the
week.
best ending of it, and then also like the two best teams in the league, almost
Yeah.
the two best teams in the league. I just think it was great.
Yeah.
Stats weren't crazy, and like I said, the
That's what
beginning
happens
of like
when teams can play good defense.
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
the main portion of the game, it wasn't anything special. I mean, you can see here the Chiefs were up 20-10 in the fourth quarter until Isaiah Likely scored a 50-yard touchdown. Isaiah
Yeah.
Likely went off. I know that hurt your fantasy right there.
Yeah.
If you have Mark Andrews, but
I'm not really happy. I personally have Mark Andrews on the fantasy team that's with the boys here. I'd like him to be moved from left tackle to tight end ideally. Because
Poor guy.
3.4 points is unacceptable, especially when I lost by 2.5 points. Absolutely
yeah.
unacceptable.
yeah. Well,
And
Isaiah Likely is
yeah.
looking pretty good though.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I think we'll get to Isaiah Likely a little later, but I just want to point out first Xavier Worthy. First time he touches the ball in an NFL game, he scores, and then he scored again. So, great first game for the fastest player in NFL history. And then
Mhm.
obviously, the very end of the game is what made it just very intense. I mean, you thought the Chiefs were going to win the whole time, and then Tucker kicks a field goal to make it a 7-point game, and then they get the ball back rather quickly and go on this pretty nice
Oh,
touchdown drive until
that's a bold claim. Fastest guy in NFL history.
it's a fact. It's a
In
fact.
game speed? Has in
That's
Uh,
game?
it,
Whoa,
it,
whoa, 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 whoa! I didn't say
NFL
that.
NFL combine speed a 4.21.
That's what I'm
Perhaps.
talking about,
I don't
Perhaps.
think that was
He has a
seen
faster.
before.
Yeah, that's the fastest. He has the fastest combine speed. But I wouldn't say he's the fastest NFL player in history.
brother.
Who's
What do you
who,
think? How else are
what
you
is how
gauging
does the
this?
does someone get slower after the combine? I mean,
Well,
within
well,
2 weeks. I
well,
mean,
they
besides
do,
aging
but
after 30 years in the league, but
but genuinely, there was an Olympic sprinter on the Eagles, I believe, either one season or 2 seasons ago, who's probably is faster, like speed wise, and then also he hasn't played in like his that like I just me personally. Combine speed doesn't mean anything because we do have recorded game speed now, and so I want to see what he maxes out this season in recorded game
it's
speed.
gonna be
Yeah, but
fast, bro.
he's still gonna max out faster than anyone because
Yeah.
they're
We'll see.
all wearing
But we'll
pads.
see. We'll see. We'll see.
No,
Statcast,
we won't
but
see. What if he doesn't get to run that fast? Like
That's
you
what
don't-
I'm
you're
saying.
not
But that's what matters. That's
No.
what matters is how fast he runs in game, not
Oscar, I'm
at
not
the
talking.
combine.
That's not what my point was. I'm not saying who's the fastest player like that's run in a game. No, I'm saying the fastest person that's ever played in the NFL is Xavier Worthy, and that is a fact. Anyway, that's not even the point of my argument.
if
Isaiah
I may
Likely-
mention,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, Con. Go ahead, Con.
I was just gonna
Oh.
talk about. I'm sure you guys saw Isaiah Likely's foot on the back of the end zone
Yeah,
to try and be down by 1, and then they were gonna go for 2. So it's possible they could have even won the game, but obviously
yeah.
toe was on the line. So I don't know. It's just a great
Well,
ending to that
I
game.
can say this. Since I am in Colorado and my roommates are Broncos fans, we were watching the game very tightly because they all do hate the Chiefs with a passion. I mean, I don't dislike the Chiefs. So when Isaiah Likely had scored the touchdown initially before it was called back, we ended up on the street running. And we could hear our neighbors at least clapping or like being ecstatic about the touchdown. And we come back and it's overturned, which is very unfortunate because I mean a big foot, like geez, come on, Isaiah Likely, like it's like maybe like
Yeah,
just
it
like
was
not
rough.
be so big and maybe have like a size 9 foot, not like a size 12 or 13. Um, but yeah, it was still a heck of a game, one heck of a drive, and I mean that catch was just beyond impressive. It reminds me of Julio Jones, honestly. That one catch on the sideline. I'm not sure if you remember it. It's one of the biggest Julio Jones clips over 2 defenders, but very impressive to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. And then Packers Eagles in Brazil. That was also a great game. Sucks to see Jordan Love got hurt, but
Yeah,
he won't be out for
unfortunate.
too long, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean he
But
is
that
listed questionable for this week, and he hasn't even been on the IR, so
yeah, yeah. So
he
good
he
for
might be
him.
back within 2 to 3 weeks. So at least it's not a crazy bad MCL injury, but
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll just skip through the next few if they're not really that important. I mean, the Panthers look like the worst team in NFL history. Daniel
Yeah,
Jones
that was
can't play quarterback. Week 1
embarrassing.
Bengals struck again.
Jamar Chase needs to sign the dang contract and grow up and stop being a big baby.
Well,
Because
what does that have to do with anything?
because he's not performing at his best, and we can all it's obvious. It's really obvious if you watch the game.
But it's week
There's
1
no
Bengals,
work ethic
though.
there. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but-
true. We've known this for the last 3 years. The Bengals always start slow.
Yeah,
Being
but
like
still,
guys.
I mean, he's gotta stop being a baby, so that Joe Burrow can get me fantasy
Mark,
points.
if you were in his position and you were in the position to get $200 million, I think you would do the same thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not in a position to get $200 million, so I wouldn't know. I'm in a position to get like
Exactly, that's my point.
150,000, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Sure. So Steelers Falcons. I mean, everyone thinks the Falcons are going to be good. Ooh, we got Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he's garbage. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I like Kirk Cousins. I hope he does well. But
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
was not looking so good.
I like him
and TJ
too.
Watt had a big thing. Had a lot to do with that.
Drake London
Texans-
overhyped, my
I
opinion.
agree. Texans Colts.
Honestly-
I want to mention one thing and one thing only. Did you see Anthony Richards' touchdown pass?
that's
Yeah.
Big
That-
Tony.
Wasn't it
That's big
68
Tony.
yards in the air?
Something
68.
like that.
That's
I
AR
think-
15.
Third longest in StatCast
Yeah.
history, air yards in the air
I think
with the pocket collapsing.
honestly, I think that is the most ridiculous touchdown throw I've ever seen in my life, and
I
I'm not
I
exaggerating.
absolutely agree. I mean,
That
it's yeah.
like what he did is like off his back foot, fading away 70 yards in the air in a bucket. That was, oh my
Yeah,
God,
it
Insane.
was unreal.
that was
Absolutely
insane.
absurd.
Oscar, I'm sorry, I cut you off. You were gonna say something before that.
No, I'm saying, I mean, I love watching Anthony Richardson play. I mean, I know he went to Florida, and he's a Florida guy through and through, but he's a super exciting prospect to watch, man. And I mean,
Hmm.
I love him. He's just electrifying, man. And I know he can be somewhat turnover prone, and he's not the most efficient, but at the end of the day, I just want to watch some darn good old football. And he knows how to play some good old football. That boy knows how to throw the rock. He's a real gunslinger. And that's what I
Yep,
need in my life to get the
Oh
blood
yeah.
boiling, to get the adrenaline pumping.
Well,
that is
if
true.
if I may say, the Colts played a heck of a game, but the Texans are looking like a top
It was
five
it
team
was an incredible game.
in the league.
Incredible game.
Texans offense is it is beyond impressive. Joe Mixon going for 160 yards rushing alone. You have Stephon Diggs, who's been that slot guy. I think he got 6 air yards, but he had 2 tutties with 6 receptions and however many. Insane. And then Nico Collins, heck of a game. I mean, this is a well-rounded offense. CJ Stroud, they're saying the second-year dip. I think this guy is making a rise, and he could be in the conversation for MVP caliber season. So I think that's a hot take. But
I have
I'm gonna
another hot take if you
put
don't
that out
mind.
there. Go ahead, yeah, absolutely.
My hot take, which I think is a little hotter than yours, because I think a lot of people agree with you. I am on the opposite side of you. I think the Texans are going to regress mightily this year, and it is a hot
Wow,
take, so it might not happen.
wow.
I'm not high on the Texans. I don't think the Texans are. I don't know why. I just don't think they're a good
You
team.
think
Don't get me
you
wrong.
think it's their
But
defense?
no, I just have a feeling. There's not a specific thing for me to point to it.
Fair, fair,
I just
fair.
That's
I just
fair.
don't think. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. That's my personal opinion. Now,
Wow. Okay, that's a
actually,
crazy take.
hold on. Let me rephrase. I take that back. I think they will make the playoffs only because their division is garbage, but they're
Well,
not going anywhere in the playoffs. And
the
if they were
Colt.
not in the AFC South, they would not be in the playoffs. That is my opinion.
I
Wow.
don't think
But
their
we'll see.
division is complete garbage. I would say actually the weakest division in the AFC is probably the AFC West. Um, I would say the AFC South is more
Yeah,
competitive than them. Um,
I
you
guess,
have the
but it's
Colts
not
and the
that.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars are not that good. I mean,
I mean,
I don't know.
they're all right.
We'll see though. We'll see. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, and I might very well be completely wrong. But that's just my opinion. So we'll see.
That's a
Cardinals.
crazy
I was
take.
excited for a
Yeah.
little bit because they were winning, and
hmm
then they didn't win.
And then MVP Josh Allen comes in and absolutely rapes me in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Please don't cancel me. But
Well, I will say this if there was ever a year for Josh Allen to win MVP, this is the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if I were a betting man, which I'm not, um, I would put money on Josh Allen, man. I mean, everything is in his favor to win MVP.
hmm
Not to win the
and
Super Bowl,
That's true.
and
but
you know
to win
what's
MVP, that is for sure.
what's crazy about Josh Allen right now is he really doesn't have great weapons. I mean, he really does not. He lost Stephon Diggs. They have Keon Coleman. He hasn't really existed, at least for Week 1 and then Thursday Night Football, which happened yesterday. I mean, the ball is being passed around to everyone. He just makes any player he plays with, he makes them look so good. It's like almost like the Mahomes effect. He could be playing with scrubs and he'll still lead the team to um, a great offensive drive regardless, and then rush for
That's true.
18 yards. And then of course you can't count out James Cook, but I think he's
Yep.
having a hell of a season. So
Very true.
heck of a season. Sorry.
Bears Titans, just a game of two terrible teams. Titans had it. Will Levis just literally gave it to them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
Yeah.
rough to watch. Dolphins Jaguars. I mean, we looked really bad, and then we were about to be down 17, and then Javon Holland
Bailed us
causes a
out.
fumble. We get the ball back, and then Tyreek scores on an 80-yard touchdown pass. So, um, I know 80 yards is a lot, but just I guess one thing to say about that game I was surprised about is that was his longest touchdown of his career. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Good
Um,
for him.
yeah, good for him. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to. I know because it's the Dolphins, but there wasn't really a lot to say there, in my
Yeah.
opinion. We did not
Not
play
on the
very
field,
well.
at least. There was some
Yeah, of course, of course.
incidents that happened off the field.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Broncos Seahawks. It was kind of funny. They didn't. None of the teams look good. They both don't look very good.
Hmm.
But the Broncos had two safeties, or they forced two safeties,
Yeah.
and this was the first time that an NFL team forced two safeties in a game
I
since.
lost.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Like the
Damn.
last time that two safeties occurred by the same team in an NFL game was, I'm gonna pull it up. Was December 3rd, 2017. How do I know that? Because I was there. It was the Miami Dolphins, and they did it against the Denver Broncos. So that's
Oh,
just
that's
a cool
great.
fact
Well,
to
I'll tell you what,
put that
being
out there.
around Broncos fans here in Denver, uh, Broncos country is not riding. Bo Nix looks not good. Their receivers do not look good. They're not using Javonte Williams as they should. They're splitting touches with McLaughlin or whatever his McDonald. I don't even know his name. Pat
Estime, is
Surtain.
Estime there? Audric Estime?
I have
I
no
don't
clue.
know. Well, I mean,
No clue.
let's just
I
check
don't
though.
know. But I mean, I just want to check in with all the Broncos fans to see if Broncos country is still riding, because I
Um,
don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, so yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. McLaughlin had the majority of the carries, but it looks like they barely ran the ball. But they split it amongst Javonte and Estime. But I agree with you. I feel like Javonte should be the featured back, and he
Yeah, I
was
think
not.
so too. And honestly, seeing Josh Reynolds get uh more receptions than Cortland Sutton, I'm very happy about that because I do like Josh Reynolds. He never had the good opportunity in Detroit, and now he's on a team that will actually throw the ball to anyone. Good for him. But I want
Yeah,
to see Cortland Sutton be more involved because he is a good receiver too. But
yeah,
I
for
don't really
sure.
care. I'm a Dolphins fan, but Broncos
Yeah,
country, let's ride.
yeah.
Broncos
And
country.
then
That's right.
Raiders Chargers, both teams not very good. J.K. Dobbins though, I'm very happy for him. He's been getting injured every single season he's been in the league. I think he missed two complete seasons in his first
Hmm.
3 years in the league,
Yep,
and
one
then missed
Achilles
half of
injury
the
and
other
one
one.
ACL. Yep, good,
Yeah,
good for
so
him
so
coming back, man. Good for him.
yeah, so he's finally back now on a new team with the Chargers, and
Was it
he
100 and something? Yeah,
10 carries,
135. Yeah,
135, and a touchdown. So good for
absurd.
him. And then also a newcomer to the Chargers, rookie Lad McConkey, led the team in receiving yards, and he scored his first NFL touchdown. So good for him.
Good for him.
Gardner Minshew looked bad. That was rough to
Does he
watch.
still have his mustache? Because if he shaved it, then that's why
Yes.
he's bad. Okay, no,
Yeah,
yeah, he
I'm
just
pretty sure
sucks.
he does. Yeah.
Okay,
Cowboys Browns. This was a really talked about game because the Browns looked really bad.
yeah,
But I will say though, okay, maybe they're not as good as people thought. I don't know, but the Cowboys are a dang good team. Like I don't think you can really judge the Browns too harshly on that one
yeah.
game. The Cowboys are really good. Um,
Uh,
so
if
yeah,
you click on, I think the stats for that, I don't think CD was really involved in that game too
you
much.
know
I'm not gonna lie.
he wasn't. He had some nice catches at the beginning. He
Yeah,
still led the team in yards, but I mean 5 for 61 is very low for him. So
yeah.
um, and then
I mean,
I'm so
also,
sad about fantasy. David Njoku, he's hurt, so sad. But
unfortunate,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
but
Yeah,
yeah, nothing.
yeah.
Not,
And then
yeah.
Mariners Buccaneers, dude. I'm very happy for Baker Mayfield. I like him. I've always liked him, and I think he's been playing very well.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I absolutely agree. Talking about that with someone else, buddy of mine on campus 2 days
yeah,
ago about the Bucks, and good for Baker, man. Good for Godwin. Good for Big Mike.
yeah, for sure.
Just
He had a
heck
good
of a
game as
team.
well. The thing I want to talk about the most here is that this is actually insane. 16 carries, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns for your rookie quarterback. What the heck is he doing? Like I don't know if he just felt like running or if he had to because his line is not good or what the heck is going on. But uh,
Honestly, I say
wow.
just give it to Austin Eckler and just let the man work. Save
Yeah, I
your
think Austin
quarterback.
Eckler is.
Save your quarterback, man. You do not want what happened last night to happen to your quarterback here,
Yeah,
which
which
we'll
we'll get
get to,
into.
but yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. So we'll see. Hope maybe Jaden Daniels. Let's see what's going on with him. And then this is the game that you were referring to, Mark. Great game
Yeah, I
on a Sunday night.
honestly
Oh,
just
it
It
is
was
um
really good.
unavailable.
It
the
was
Lions
really
are
good.
they just broke.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah. So.
this was such a great game. I could go
Mm,
on and on about this. Both quarterbacks, I mean, yeah, they didn't play insanely well. I mean, of course, Matthew Stafford had a really good stat line, but
oh, dude,
Jared
Matthew
Goff,
Stafford had some throws, bro. Oh
yeah,
my God, that
Yeah,
guy's fun to
yeah,
watch.
but
the no look throw to the side in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That one was
I
really
think a
good.
couple players really should talk about First of all, is Montgomery. Um, that overtime drive was
All him.
that this guy's balling, and having Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery as your running back core. That's scary for a defensive line, man. That is scary because both of these guys can catch, both of them can run, and then I mean, seeing the emergence of Jamison Williams, and the Lions have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, a top four receiver in the league. And Jamison, this guy's a deep ball threat. So when you have Amon-Ra running slants and then Jamison going deep, man, defenses are going to be scared. But, I mean, what else can we say also? I mean, Cooper Cup, he may be back to 2022 form, where he was honestly on an
21.
MVP.
21.
21? Was it 21?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
I
2021.
know it was a while ago.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's absurd. But I mean, insane stats. 14, 110 and a tutty. But really sad for Puka Nakua. He's been dealing with a lingering knee injury, especially going at the end of last year and then this preseason. So really,
Yeah.
prayers to him. Hopefully he gets better. It's nothing
Yeah.
insane, but insane stats, insane game. I mean, this is so entertaining. Um,
Yeah, it was a really great game. My main takeaway, honestly, is the Rams. Like the Rams are good. The Rams
yeah,
should have won.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. They
they're
should
up
have.
20-17 with 4 minutes to go. I mean, like I feel like they should have won. This is just another unfortunate instance where overtime the other team doesn't get to touch the ball. I think it would
Yeah.
have been really fun to see that happen. But I mean, the Lions put it together in overtime, and they are the better team. But the Rams look very, very good.
The
So
Yeah,
Rams look
excited
good,
for
and
them.
honestly, I have a take. I think the Rams are gonna make the playoffs this year. I think the Rams are the best team in their division.
it's not a
That's
take
your.
though.
That's not a take, bro. Like anyone would say that.
But
That's a
listen to me.
boo. That's a
Hold
terrible
on.
take. What are you talking
No, no, but listen. I'm not there yet. I think
about?
they're
Boo.
gonna make it to the NFC Championship.
Oh, that's a take.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
so. I think so. I think
They could.
Stafford back
I think I'm
to a
behind that.
really good stance health wise. Cooper Cup back health stance wise.
I think they just
McVay,
lost their
heck of a coach.
offensively. They're still solid, bro. I mean, they're one of the best in the league, especially because that system has been set up and had its foundations rooted for a few years now. So it's a reliable system on offense. It's just they've lost a lot of guys on defense, man.
Yeah, but they've
Whether it's
also added a couple guys
Jalen
too.
Ramsey, Aaron Donald. Yeah, but you've lost your cornerstones of what made that defense so great.
They've also added a lot of guys on the defense, and I think once this group of really impressive players, I mean, including Tre'Davious White, really click in together, and kind of lock in and work in conjunction with each other, this team is going to be pretty darn good. Um,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Honestly, excited to see the Rams.
It's a take. I like that. Rams for the NFC Championship game. We could put it up on the board.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
that's true.
I think it's gonna be them and Eagles, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So they look good. And then Jets 49ers. I mean, I don't know what you guys thought. I'm not surprised at all. It's the Jets. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's the
was
Jets.
just
Like,
I was just a little bit more let down about the Jets. They had quite a bit of hype coming in to the season. You know, Aaron Rodgers finally healthy. The defense has always been good for the last 2 years at least, but they did not show up at all. Just a little let down by the Jets, which as a Dolphins fan, it's a good thing. There's positives in that. But as a general just NFL watcher, it's like, come on, man, you're on Monday night of week one. Like, put
Yeah.
together a better performance.
Hey, but it was
Um,
better than last year, though. At
oh
least the
yeah.
quarterback
Yeah,
didn't get hurt.
that's for
Whoa,
sure. At
no!
least
Last year they won. They won their opening
No, no,
game.
no. But come on,
no,
like
but
last year
when
it was
when
worse.
Rogers tore his Achilles,
Yeah, yeah, no,
that just
but
kills me because I like me as a person and a fan of the NFL. I like Aaron Rodgers. I really
yeah,
do
yeah.
like him. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks
Of
ever in the
course.
league.
No, no, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, no doubt,
I
no
But
really
doubt.
like him. I'm glad he's back. Good to see him healthy.
of
Yeah,
But
for
course.
sure.
I think we should shift gears a little bit, go into a game that actually happened Thursday night
Yeah,
this week
yeah,
for week two.
So
exactly.
last night
So
for us.
Yeah,
we'll
so
go
last
into
night
week
for us,
two.
but I mean, if you guys want, I can get started.
Well,
With
do you want to talk
this.
about the game first or about
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
quickly
yeah.
just address the game.
Yeah,
Let's-
let's address
Okay.
the game
I'll
first,
go
and then I want to
first.
mention some stuff that.
Yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
Essentially, what I gathered from the game, I wasn't, I did not see the whole thing from start to finish, but I did watch a good part of it. I turned it off towards the end, especially after some events happened that we'll get into it like within the next minute. But I my main takeaway from this is yes, the Bills are good, but the Dolphins are just not ready yet. Like they look like they are still in preseason, especially through the first two games. Like they did not look like they are ready and running at the at the efficiency and the effectiveness that we are used to seeing from them from last season. Everybody was expecting an upgrade on offense, maybe not immediate, but at least a little bit with additions um, that we've had on offense, such as the new running back that we did draft, who's also quite speedy himself from Tennessee, as well as Trop Robinson on defense. It looked like it was a more well-rounded team, and the defense especially just looks like they're still in preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, clearly our defense starting off the game has not played well, and at least on the back end they kind of turn it on once they pass halftime, which isn't good because on paper we have a really good defense. I mean, just looking at the players that we have and the signings, we have a really good defense, and it's unfortunate to see how they're playing in the first half, and that's really where the game is at because you can't play half a game where a team is obliterating you defensively and the offense is just not there, which is something I think we should get into as well because the Bills' offense was there. They were there. James Cook was there. Josh Allen, he's a team player regardless. He was doing everything he can
they look
to get
like
the ball
such an
down the
efficient
field.
system.
It was efficient. This guy was playing ball, and really the play calling was just, it wasn't even insane like by the Bills. It just, there were so many open seams for James Cook to go or just open men, and you can't do that. You can't. The defense cannot let that up.
Yeah,
So
so
there has to be some gear change there.
I have a pretty strong opinion about this game in terms of both teams. I think the Dolphins played better than the Bills. Here's why. James Cook, 78 yards rushing. That's a lot, except that one rush was 50 yards or
Yeah.
40 yards.
Mhm.
So you take that away, and he has
And that was a
30 yards
touchdown rush
rushing.
as well, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that one play was completely busted, specifically by David Long. He just went in the wrong gap. I don't know what he was doing. But if you tackle James Cook there, he doesn't score. We're down. We're still only down by, what was it, a touchdown or something like that?
It was 10
Maybe
points, I think.
10 points.
It
Okay.
was 10 points, yeah.
Other than that, Josh Allen, his stats look pretty bad. We
At least
our
compared
defense,
to week one, yeah.
Yeah, compared to week
Yeah.
one, yeah.
of course. So let's I just want to look at this real quick. The scoring summary. So this was their first drive after an interception, which I definitely want to talk about the interceptions.
Yeah.
And then we scored, we tied it. Then a field goal, so we held them on fourth down. Then they got the ball back and scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. Okay, fine. This is what I was talking about, 50 yards. That doesn't happen very often. And then a pick six. That's all they scored. So you take
Yeah.
away this run, and you take away this pick six, which I'm going to talk about, and they have 2 touchdowns, 14 points, plus a field goal.
Hmm.
17
17
points.
to 10. Yeah.
That's not bad. Um, what I want to talk about though is so basically our defense played fairly well against their offense. You know you're going to give up points to the Bills. The Bills are good, but the fact that we only gave up really 17 points, um, if you take away those two outliers, is not bad at all.
But
On
we
the other
didn't
side,
though.
yeah, well, okay, well the pick six obviously is not their offense, and then the run, we like that was just one mistake. Yes, of course they scored, but that should not happen,
Yeah, it
and
should
it
not happen.
doesn't usually happen. So you don't
There's
see
no
runs like
excuse
that
for
all the
that, really.
time.
There is no excuse.
Exactly. And then on the other side of the ball, we their defense was doing nothing. Like we were running the ball
Yeah.
down their
Look
throat.
at look at look at A Chain's stat line, and please keep in mind that
Yeah.
Raheem
So.
Mostert was out, so
Hmm.
Achan was carrying the rushing. Really, he
Yeah.
was, and
So
the carries,
exactly.
his averages, his receptions. I mean, he was leading the team in receptions and in rushing. Um,
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
just
So
Tua.
if you, it's like I guess it's hard to tell with the stats really, but if you're watching the game, you see like we our O line was bullying them. We were running whenever we wanted. We were gashing them for I think it was like 7 yards per carry with
Yeah,
Achan. We were playing very very well. What ended up happening though is we would go down, drive the entire field, and then get stuck on second and goal at the 8 yard line, and we couldn't score, which is unfortunate. And then obviously that's what happened with Tua. You look at Tua's stats, not good either. Worse than Josh Allen's. 3 interceptions is
three
terrible. But here's
interceptions.
what I want to talk about. Only maybe one of them was his fault. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys were paying attention. The first one, he threw an absolute dime to this receiver Dubose. I've never heard of him before in my entire life. He threw an absolute dime down the field on a deep crosser, and he wasn't even looking. It bounced off his shoulder, deflected interception. That was like
I
a
honestly
30
didn't really
yard
watch that
that
game, to
was
be
that
fully
was a
honest.
30-yard seam right here, and he wasn't even looking. His head wasn't even turned around. That's how they got an interception. That was not his fault. The second one was to Robbie Chosen. It was overthrown. That one was probably his fault, but it's possible that he ran the wrong route because it was so far over his head and he looked really confused afterwards that I was thinking maybe he ran the wrong route or there was miscommunication there. The
Hmm.
third one is the one I'm most upset about because that one looked so bad. He was getting rushed. He tried to throw the ball away out of bounds and just didn't get enough on it, and it was intercepted. Easy pick six. That's
Yeah.
where the pick six happened. I don't think many people noticed this, but I did. I don't know. I just saw it when it happened. It was third down, I believe. It might have been second down. I don't fully remember, but it was third and about 5, and we needed a first down. The inside slot receiver ran a slant. He was wide open. He was going to be wide open. And Tua, if you see the clip, he's looking there and he goes like this. He's about to throw the ball. When the receiver, I forget who it was, makes the cut, he slips. If you guys watched the game, the field was terrible. It had poured in Miami earlier in the game. Everyone was slipping. Every single person was slipping. On every play, someone was slipping. He cuts to make the slant. There's no defender even near him. Tua's about to throw it. He slips on the floor. Once that happens, then the pocket collapses. Tua has to retreat, tries to chuck it out of bounds. Obviously, he didn't get enough on it. That's not what are you gonna do? The route was perfect, the play call was perfect. Tua saw it immediately, and the guys fell. Like
Yeah.
that's not his fault. And when Ed Oliver is bearing down on you, how the heck are you supposed to throw the ball that far out of bounds? People don't realize the football field's 52 yards wide. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. So I think people are gonna. I mean, no one's really talking about how badly he played because of what happened to him.
Yeah.
But he didn't play bad. He really did not play bad. I think he had a very good game. And
Well,
let's get
hopefully
into
he
it
plays
now.
again in his career.
Um, yeah, so we can get into it now. He had a very good game. And hopefully, we'll see what happens with him.
What was it, middle of the fourth quarter, I believe, was when this happened?
Yeah.
Uh, I think it was the beginning of the fourth quarter. Uh, fair like close to the beginning of it. Yeah, so he was trying to get the first down. It was third down.
Which he got. He did get the first down.
Yeah, so another thing to come to the defensive too, because I love Tua and I always want to like show like
Oh,
that he's actually good.
I like
Yeah, yeah,
Tua
yeah,
as well.
So with that play, first of all, it's very easy for us to see that he had a first down because there's a yellow line on our TV. He doesn't have that obviously, and I know from experience playing that it's very hard to see or remember where the first down is when you're in the middle, the heat of the game. People are coming trying to tackle you. Like it's really like hard to notice where you are on the field relative like
Hmm.
per yard, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Secondly, rule in the NFL, if you slide, you're down not where you started, not where you finish your slide. It's where you start.
where you
So
start.
right when your feet leave the ground to go like this, you're down. It's not where you fall. I if he had slid where when he needed to slide, I think I'm not 100% sure. I think he would have been short by maybe an inch. So that's why he didn't want to slide, and then
Yeah.
obviously he slid head first right into Hamlin, um, and then we saw what happened. Let's
I
just,
think I think
yeah.
your point is very fair about okay, maybe he doesn't want to take the slide, but and I know like it can be very inspirational and rallying for a team when the
Hmm.
quarterback gets the job done and he just
For
powers
sure.
through somebody and just a hard snot nosed quarterback. But we know the injury history that Tua has, and I don't think anyone
Hmm.
would have held it against him if he would have got into that tackle protecting himself rather
Yeah.
than
Hmm.
trying to gain an extra yard
Yeah,
or two.
no
Yeah,
doubt,
for
no
sure.
doubt. That's
I
true. That's true.
I
I agree.
it's it's honestly unfortunate because Tua is a great quarterback and he's had the same injury as is his third concussion, right? Third or fourth?
Third in the
Third,
NFL, I believe
Third.
he
yeah.
had one in college as
Yeah.
well.
Man, everyone's telling and people are talking about it. I know the Raiders coach, I don't even know his name. He said he should retire.
Hmm.
I I don't know because I see I'm not a medical expert and I don't understand football that well. I personally never had a concussion, so I really don't know the effects of it. But I know it's big, right? And there's always a big chance of getting CTE. But
Hmm.
within the last 2 years, having two is it 2.5 years? He's had three concussions, something like that.
Um,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's 2.5
three.
years because it was
Yeah,
That is
last season he started every game perfectly, didn't have an
yeah.
injury, and it
It
was
yeah,
is.
towards the beginning of 2 seasons ago.
He's. I mean,
yeah.
it's just bad. I mean, the situation he's in, he can't get out of it. And I mean, once he gets hit in the head and his head slams down, your body gets used to trying to protect itself, right? And so, I mean, there's nothing he can do there. And I don't know what Tua should do looking into his future. I know the most important thing he should do right now is take care of himself and take care of his health and take care of his family, because one way or another, football is one game a week, and life is 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, every day until you go 6 feet under. So I don't know about you guys. Do I think Tua should retire? I don't think so. I don't think it's the right thing for him to. I don't think
Well,
it's not the
it's
right thing he
not.
should do. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna let himself down because I really think Tua believes he's a high caliber quarterback, and it's evident because he has a high caliber team around him. I don't think he's gonna retire, but I think the injury history is going to cut his career short within the next 2 years or so. If he doesn't make it to a playoff win or a bowl, I think he's going to call his career quits, honestly. That's my take.
Well, I
I don't know about you guys.
I will say this at this point it's not whether wants or needs or desires. I think this point I think Nick Saban put it best if I'm getting this quote right. But his decision on whether he should play in the future should be based purely on a medical one, not on if he wants to or not on if he wants to achieve certain goals. Because at this point, it really just comes down to his health, and if the doctors tell him like, look, we strongly wouldn't recommend you returning to the field. I myself wouldn't take that risk, especially if I've consulted with multiple medical professionals, third party, not within the interests of the organization I'm playing for, who are hiring me. You know, at least at this point, like this really has become for Tua just something very personal. Like, and and from what I've read, from what I've heard about him, the interviews I've seen, he likes Miami a lot. He's established himself here with his wife and with his kids. And
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to get too personal on another man's life like that, but like in that situation, like especially like if a medical professional says they strongly discourage or do not, encourage return to play after they fully evaluated you, which by the way, is not what has happened. I'm not saying that has happened or is going to happen, but I'm saying if this were to happen, yeah, I would say he should retire just because he has so many other people that depend on him. He got paid
Yeah.
already. He has his guarantees. He set up his generational wealth for life. His agents and his financial advisors will make sure that money gets put to good use, and he never runs out of it. Neither nor will his children or his grandchildren. So, I mean, yeah. My prayers truly go out to Tua, and I hope
Yeah.
it really is not as serious as it did look initially.
I mean, it really comes down to what he should do and what he would do. And honestly, who knows what's going on um, inside of his head? Who knows what's going on family side? Who knows what he's being influenced by medical professionals, by family, even by the team? I mean, this could go either way on what he decides to do in the future. And if he comes back to the Dolphins and continues playing, kudos to him. If he retires, kudos to him. There is no right answer here. I'm saying there is no wrong answer as well. Because you can't tell the future. You don't know if he comes back and gets another concussion again. You don't know that, and you don't know if he never comes back. What would happen with his career? You don't know. There's so many unknowns here. But Colin, I'm honestly, because I know you know football a lot. I'd love to know what you think.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I'm with you, but I think he should. Sucks
Yeah,
to say because I really like him a lot. And if he retires, we don't have anyone else. But I I mean, it's hard if I were in his position because this is what he loves to do. He doesn't want to give it up.
of course.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. I I don't think he should keep playing, but that's just my
Yeah,
personal opinion. But like you said, Mark, you made a good point. We're not doctors. Like we don't know what's going on. Maybe
yeah.
maybe it looks worse than it is. Probably not, but it's possible. Like maybe it just looks really bad, and in reality, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
So so I
Well,
guess we'll wait and see what happens. But
again,
Yeah.
just from
like
the
I said,
outside.
it really comes down to what he wants to do and what he should do. We don't know what he's thinking. We don't know what people are telling him. We don't know what his family's telling him. We don't know what the team is telling him. We don't know what the doctors are telling him.
Hmm.
And no one knows. I mean, Adam Schefter has not released anything. The Dolphins have not said anything. And they said he's going to be examined today. But I mean, when you see him on the floor and he has the arm extension and the fingers are out in whatever position, it's like what happened 2 years ago. Um,
Yeah,
it's not good for him. Um,
yeah, for
and
sure.
honestly, prayers to himself, and prayers to the family, um, and I really hope the best for him. Like I really do, because he,
Yeah,
he is a personality, not just for the Dolphins but for the NFL.
yeah,
And he's beyond impressive. We took the risk on him, drafting him fifth overall ahead of players like Justin Herbert, for example. Um, and honestly, I think it paid off. I really do. Um, I don't think the Dolphins should regret drafting him, but
yeah. No,
you
not
know,
at all.
I,
All right,
I I'm
well,
really curious what will happen.
yeah.
Well, let's
Well,
get to
well,
predicting the
yeah.
upcoming
So here
week.
we are. Our favorite, I'm sure your guys' favorite part of the podcast. It's finally back, predictions, and
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Oscar got something special up his sleeve. He's always right, so we'll see what's going on.
We'll see.
Uh,
We'll see.
we'll
I don't
start
want
it
to.
off 1 p.m. slate. Tomorrow on Sunday, the 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can start us off. I think the 49ers are going to win this game, even though
yeah,
the Vikings did play pretty well with Sam Darnold under center.
yeah, I
Um,
agree. 49ers
Kudos
for
to
me
him,
as
but I mean,
well.
the 49ers are just a better team all around. If, they get it all right together.
Yep, for sure.
49ers 2-0, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Oscar.
I also think the
Yep.
49ers are going to win. So should be.
Uh, yep. Seahawks at Patriots. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I am going to go with the Seahawks.
And I'm going to go against your decision and go with the New England Patriots.
Well, I don't think it will be an upset, Mark. I do think the Seahawks are going to win. I think the Patriots caught the Bengals a little bit by surprise, but the Seahawks are definitely not going to run that risk. Also, we've mentioned the Bengals' early season woes. It's a tradition at this point, so I got Seahawks winning.
Yep, very
I just
true.
feel like
Uh,
Ramondre Stevenson, another solid game, I think, is going to come out,
Yeah,
but we'll
I'm
see.
not. He should have a solid game, but I just don't think it'll be enough.
Yeah.
alright. Giants versus Commanders, very interesting one here.
The
Wow,
battle
it's
of
just
mid, but I'm gonna pick
yeah,
the Commanders.
Yeah, I got the
yeah. I'll take the
Commanders.
the Commanders. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
they'll cancel you for
Uh,
that one, Mark.
what?
I didn't
No,
do it.
no, they won't. Chargers, Panthers. Give me the Chargers. I'm never picking the Panthers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are gonna go 0-17. I'm not gonna lie. Unless do the Panthers and Giants play each other?
The
I
Chargers,
don't know.
I hope they do.
they will win this game, and start off 2-0, better than the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do believe the Panthers will win. I don't think it'll be an 0-17 season for them. I think they'll win a game, just not this season. So stay tuned for that upset alert.
Let's see. Let's see.
Saints, Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah. How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Aiden.
Yeah, I think I will say this. I think it'll be a much closer game than the Browns game was. I don't know
Mhm.
why. It is a gut feeling. But yeah, I have to go with the Cowboys.
All right, cool. Colts, Packers. Jordan Love is not playing, right? So I'm gonna go with the Colts for that only for that reason.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Jordan Love's gonna play. I don't
I
think Malik
think
Willis
I
is their
think this.
quarterback.
Yeah, so I think Malik Willis will put up a pretty good show. I mean, he has a great team around him, but I think this will be a transitioning week for them. And I agree, the Colts are just hungry, especially after that narrow loss from last week. They're definitely going to use this as a good bounce back game for them. And I do have, like Colin said, the Colts winning this game. I think this
Yeah.
is just a good game for them to get a win for. If they don't, then it's scary hours for the Colts for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I would say probably one of the closer games of the week, Browns versus Jaguars. Just in my opinion, this is kind of close. Mark, who do you
Well, I
think?
think
I mean they are playing at I think they renamed it or something, Trevor Bank Stadium or whatever it's called for the week. I think the Jaguars will win this. Just because I I
we
don't
think
know.
the Browns are starting 0-2.
Who knows, dude? Honestly, I have no clue.
You know, this has the smell of a draw, very rare in the NFL. I could somehow see this being a draw. I think the other game is also very close too. Colts Packers is a close game, just like this one. But no, if I had to pick, I would say the Jaguars are gonna win this game. But I will say this: I'm not surprised if this ends up somehow being a draw. I remember
Okay.
2 years ago we had two draws in opening week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember it was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago we had two draws in opening week, so that was
Interesting.
very interesting.
Cool.
I don't
Yeah,
remember that honestly.
Give me Cleveland. Cleveland is gonna win the game.
Yeah, you like
Okay.
Cleveland?
Jets versus Titans. Can I go first?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, the Titans are winning this
He's gonna
game.
pick I knew you were gonna pick the
Yeah.
Titans.
I'm going Titans. Give me the Titans. The mailman
Yeah, I'm
himself.
going Jets.
I think it's gonna be a closer game than when I think originally people looked at this game and they were like, oh yeah, easy win for the Jets. I think Titans are a bit slept on this year. They're not as bad as people are giving them credit for. They're definitely much worse last year than they were this year, at least on paper. We will see how that unfolds. But I'm gonna go with the Jets. Actually, I think the Jets need this win a lot more than the Titans. So
And then Buccaneers versus Lions. Very good game. Rematch of last year's divisional round.
Yeah, very good game. I think Lions are going to win this. I don't know if you guys remember from last year. I said the Lions are going to the bowl. And honestly, I hope they make it to the bowl this year. So I'm riding the Lions train until further
Yeah.
notice. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the
was-
Buccaneers.
I
want
was-
the Oh, go ahead, Oscar. Sorry.
I was inclined to make this my upset alert, but I have not. Also because I feel like they are two good teams, especially with how the Bucks performed last week. I think last year maybe could have made the case for it, but this year I mean the Bucks are looking good. The Lions obviously one of the best teams in the NFL. Got to the NFC Championship last year and had a good showing against the Rams as well week one. I'm gonna give the slight edge to the Lions.
Yeah. I want the Buccaneers to win. I like the Buccaneers. I want them to win, but
Me
I'm
too.
also going with the Lions. I think the Lions
Yeah.
will win.
You put it best,
Raiders, Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens personally.
No, I'm just joking. Ravens. Even
Yeah.
though,
Yeah, Baltimore is gonna unleash their fury on the poor Raiders,
yeah,
because
poor
they're
things.
angry and upset, and they're gonna throw a fit after what happened last week. I would too. So yeah, the Raiders are gonna get stomped on. Give me Ravens all day.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews masterclass game? Please, God,
No, no, no,
please.
no, chill.
And then we got the Ravens in Arizona. The Rams
The
in
Rams.
Arizona. Sorry,
Car-
there's too many R teams in a
Dun,
row.
dun,
Give me the
dun,
Yeah.
Rams.
I got the Rams, brother. Kyron Williams, I think he's gonna go for 2 tutties.
All right.
Hot take.
I could see the Cardinals winning, but I'm also going to
Marvin
choose the
Harrison,
Rams.
I think
I
he's
actually expect this to be a good game for Marvin Harrison Jr. He should put up a good amount of yards this game. I don't know how many catches he'll have, but I feel like he could explode on a few plays in this
Yeah.
game.
Very possible. And then
Mhm.
Bengals at Chiefs.
Probably the matchup that everybody's looking forward
Yeah.
to this week.
Yeah.
Chiefs are still the team to beat, man. Give me the Chiefs.
you know, this is just such a tough decision. But I do have to take the Chiefs because they
I
still
want the
are the team
Bengals.
to
I want the
beat.
Bengals to win
I,
so
I
bad
want
too.
I want the Bengals
I
to
love
win,
Joe
man.
Burrow. I love
I
Joe
want
Burrow.
I want
Burrowhead.
big guy
I love
Jamar.
Burrowhead. I love all of that.
Yeah, I was very close to picking the Bengals. The Bengals usually beat the Chiefs in the regular season. And
And in the postseason, they're 1-1.
no, I think they've
They're
won.
split. They're
Oh, really?
split. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, anyway, the Bengals usually play really well against the Chiefs, but it's a different team this year. They don't have T. Higgins is not playing. They don't have
Yeah,
Joe
and they
Mixon.
don't
Their
have
defense is worse.
yeah.
And I think the Chiefs are a little bit better. So I will not be surprised in the least bit if the Bengals win. However, it is still week 2, and as we all
Yeah.
know, weeks 1 through 3 of the Cincinnati Bengals are not good. So give me the
No.
Chiefs as well.
2-3.
And then Steelers at Broncos. Very interesting matchup here.
Another battle of mid,
Yeah,
if I do say so myself. One slightly shinier turd than the other, but
I'm gonna go.
give-
I'm gonna go with the Steelers because
yeah, I'm gonna go with the shiny turd as well.
I think T.J. Watt is gonna destroy Bo Nix. Like Bo Nix is not ready for T.J. Watt. I think that's
let-
that's what I'm
let's-
It's gonna be
let's-
his introduction to
let's
the NFL,
ride.
truly.
yeah.
Let's
You're going with the
ride.
Broncos?
Oh my god, this guy.
Let's ride the Broncos losing and going 0-2.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's
Broncos country, let's ride.
I wish that Russell Wilson was playing because then him going back to Denver, that would have been pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
But yeah. And then Sunday night football, Bears at Texans. Give me the Strouds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't need to
Yeah,
say anything else.
I think the Bears did not look too impressive in their win last week, and the Texans
Bears.
played a great game. So give me
Yeah.
the Texans.
The Bears.
And then Monday Night Football, the Falcons versus the Eagles.
The Battle of the Birds.
Oscar, I can't play it, but
do you hear that?
this is
now?
a terrible pick, bro.
Do you hear that right now?
No.
Well, Oscar's upset alerts don't always make sense. You've witnessed it yourself, Colin. They don't always have to make logical sense. Sometimes it is a gut feeling. And for some reason, I just see this game being a sloppy mess for both teams. The Eagles just got back from Brazil. Brazil's a very interesting place. I heard Jalen Hurts and a few of the Eagles members had their eyes set on a few of the beautiful women in Brazil. Maybe they might be a little bit tired and not ready to go as they would usually be in Lincoln Financial. And the Falcons definitely need this win after last week's performance. And I could just see this being a sloppy mess, and somehow with a little bit of Kirko Chains magic, and some Bijan mustard on the side to add a bit of a spice to the game, we could see this. I could see this somehow being a win for the Falcons, even though it shouldn't be. But I'm gonna pick the Falcons.
That's funny. I think you forget that the Eagles have Saquon Barkley,
No,
A.J.
I
Brown,
know. No,
Devonta
I
Smith,
know.
Dallas Goddard, Jalen Hurts. Um,
They had all of those players
any
beside Barkley for the second half of all of last season, and we saw how that turned out.
Yeah, and they're still probably a top five team in the NFC.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. The
And
Eagles.
I don't think they're gonna lose this, and I think we are about to get a heck of a passing game in general.
Well, we did
And
last time as well with the Eagles in Brazil. Like it was a great passing game by both quarterbacks.
yeah, I think the Oscar upset alert
Will
is gonna be
break.
wrong. I think so.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
But
I got three things to say. The first thing to say is Oscar. I think you chose this team as an upset alert because you feel obligated to always have an upset alert, and it's okay if you don't sometimes. That's
You
number
know
one.
what?
Number two,
We gotta make
not
it a
only
tradition, man. Well, that's
do
not
I
true. I picked one every week. Last
hey,
four
if
once
you're
we
not
started.
doing fine, reach out for help, guys. There's
Number
always
two,
someone to talk to.
something very interesting that I noticed is that this is the third consecutive year in the NFL in week 2 that Kirk Cousins is playing the Eagles in Philadelphia on primetime. He has played the Eagles in Philadelphia on primetime in each of the last 3 seasons in week 2 specifically.
Oh wait,
And
Can
he's
can we
0
pull up-
2. No, he's
And he's
1 and
0
1.
No, he's 0 2.
0
He is
2.
0 2.
Oh, is
Oh,
he
He's about to
really?
go 0 and 3.
0 2. My third thing to say is not only Oscar are you wrong, but my prediction is that they will absolutely obliterate the Falcons.
The Falcons.
I think they're going to win by more than 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to win by at least 20 points. That is my
Man,
opinion.
AJ Brown's about to drop 2 tutties.
Now, Oscar, if the Falcons win, I give you full permission to make fun of us for at least 10 minutes next episode. But there's no
Yeah.
way that is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Virtual handshake from Colorado
Yeah.
to Miami. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like,
All good.
if this
I
is
mean-
right, like, you're just like I don't know what to say. Like, you're just
I
always
will
right.
take a shot on
Intru-
camera for the pod.
Like Ricky
Intru-
Pearsall.
Well, we remember
Yeah,
an upset
no.
alert. An upset
A
alert.
shot.
An, an upset alert cannot be like two good teams going up against each other.
No, bro.
It-
That's
it
why you
has
gotta
to be-
pick the Titans to beat the
No.
Jets, bro.
No,
Come on.
no. 'cause
I'm dead.
That's just not what the upset alert is feeling. That's not what the
Okay,
council
alright,
decided.
you're right.
That's not
No
what the
one's-
committee.
Yeah.
The committee did not vote on that bill to be passed, and they felt that the money line or whatever you want to call it, the odd makers, they kind of messed up what
Biden-Harris
this was.
administration.
Yeah, you could even blame
Yeah.
the administration.
Yeah, because it's bad.
Let
Almost as bad as your hot take.
the Falcons somehow they're gonna get it done, and I just see it happening somehow. It's a gut feeling, like you were saying earlier.
Hey,
Colin.
man, we can't really make
Battle
fun
the
of you
birds,
until
let's
you
see
get
it.
one wrong. So, and you're never wrong.
Yeah, and you're never wrong.
Well,
So let's
I
see.
don't like how you guys say that because now it's gonna happen.
I hope it happens. I want to be right. We'll have the records. We'll make predictions every single week
Yeah.
of the NFL season, and I'll take track of the records. So we'll look at them after during every episode, see how we've been doing.
That.
So anyway, that was our second episode back for the 2024 season. First episode talking about the NFL. And Mark, take us
Yeah.
away.
So thank you guys for tuning in once again to the Get It Right Saturday Night Podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in every week when you can. And so many more episodes coming at you every week, and so much more, especially once basketball season starts. And
And
we
hockey.
thank you guys
Don't forget
for
about hockey.
and hockey, and hockey. Now, yeah, and hockey, and rugby, and
And the World
cricket, and
Series.
curling, or whatever sport you like, except ultimate frisbee, bro. But thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Get It Right Saturday Night Podcast. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, greatness isn't for the chosen ones; it's for the ones who choose. Bye.